All right, we are back at you with our semester finale of Talking with Friends, our podcast. I dubbed it a season finale today. It's really more appropriately a semester finale because a season finale means that you're not going to be around for a while. Really, we're going to be back pretty soon in the summer. So, really, a semester finale is a good way to put it. But I'm Sports Commissioner Levi Converse, and I am joined, as always, by my assistant SID,
Morgan Raspberry.
Yeah, I gave you a chance to introduce yourself again. Yeah. I did.
Sorry, I was a little staring off.
I go back and forth. I don't know whether you want to say it or you want me to say it. So I kind of just pick and choose it, like every other
You pick and choose without telling me. That's what it is.
I do. Yep. It wouldn't be fun. So
it wouldn't be.
I got to get your reaction to it.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. But we are wrapping up this year. Wrapping up sporting events. We've wrapped up our home events already.
Yes.
With baseball last weekend. Baseball won 2 out of 3 against Ottawa.
Yep.
Won the last 2 big. Blew a 3-0 lead on the 9th inning in the first game. They would have had a sweep.
Well, in the first game, it was actually really close for the longest time ever. Well, actually, it was not close for the longest time ever. And then in the 9th inning, Ottawa decided to come back and score 4 on us. Yep. And then we tied it 4-4. So then we went into 14 innings, and nobody scored until the 14th inning. And Ottawa ended up winning 5-4, and then we came back and sweeped them.
Won big the next 2 games.
11 to 2 or 12 to 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And then 9-0 the finale.
And then 9-0 was the finale. Yeah. It was crazy. I was like, okay, interesting.
Baseball wrapped up on a high note. They had some downtimes, obviously, in conference, but they wrapped up on a high note, winning 7 out of 8. They won 2 out of 3 against Ottawa, swept St. Mary. And also beat Southwestern. So, high note for them. Right now, tonight, KCAC postseason play begins for our softball Falcons. They are already on the way to Great Bend, Kansas right now.
Yep.
And they are going to be facing Avila University tonight at 5 o'clock at the Great Bend Sports Complex in Great Bend. I'll be down there covering everything and working tomorrow and Friday. And so that's they're the 3rd seed playing 6th seed Avila tonight at 5 o'clock. If they win, they'll play the winner of 2nd seed at Bethany and 7th seed at Tabor College later tonight at 7:30. If they should lose that game, they'll play a loser's elimination game tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. But win tonight at 5, win tonight at 7:30, win both. And then they're in the de facto semifinal round already, and they'll play tomorrow at 4. So that's the way the bracket shapes up for them. But they are playing really, really well right now. I believe they've won 12 out of the last 15 games to finish out the regular season. And they are getting superb pitching from Hallie Walters. Layla Spracklin was named the KCAC Pitcher of the Week this week. In her first career start, she blanked Southwestern over 6 innings. Had a career high 8 strikeouts. And so Falcons are getting really good pitching efforts there, and the hitting has been solid all year, really, behind Carolyn Dallimore, Kat Davis, Jennifer Garcia, Kaylin Lastly. They've hit for high average. Carolyn Dallimore is leading the team in average and home runs. She has 8 homers on the year. Kat Davis is right behind her. Jennifer Garcia. Kaylin Lastly has 7 home runs and leads the team with 37 RBIs. So they're clicking at the right time. It kind of feels eerily similar to 2 years ago, when of course we didn't have the tournament last year due to COVID. But year before last, they go to Great Bend and as a 3rd seed, and they sweep the entire tournament. They only lose a game, and they beat Avalon in the championship game actually.
Wow!
And they won the NAIA national tournament. So this has that kind of feel to it. But we'll see how it plays out this weekend.
Well, good luck to them, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's
absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that happens tonight at 5 o'clock. You can follow it all. We posted the links today. portal.stretchinternet.com/KCAC. And there is a charge to watch it, the postseason tournament, as in there is all the postseason tournaments. But you can go to that, find the game there tonight, and then possibly at 7:30 with a win, they'll play at 7:30. If they lose one of these games, they play at 11 o'clock tomorrow either way in an elimination game. Mm-hmm. But win both games, they play tomorrow at 4, and they are putting themselves in good position for a spot, at least in the championship game on Friday. So that tournament wraps up on Friday, 1:30, and then the if necessary game is at 4 p.m. So softball will be wrapped up on Friday.
It's hot up here.
It's warm up here. We're in the
warm
football
up here
press
today.
box that we've been the last several weeks, but it is pretty warm. It's not even really that hot outside. It was cold. I thought it was a little chilly this morning when I got up.
I did too.
It's only
It said that it was like 40 something. Sorry,
Yep.
that was kind of probably loud, but it said that it was only like 40. It was like 43 this morning, and now it says that it's like 70 here. But up in this press box, I'm not gonna lie, y'all, it feels like 80 degrees, if not hotter. I'm sweating over here.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, super random, but I just had to stand and was like kind of like airing.
It's only
So
70
hot.
degrees outside right now, so it's not really that hot. It's just kind of stuffy up here,
It's
though.
very stuffy up
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
It really is. I'd say more humid and stuffy
Yeah,
than anything
yeah.
else. Why? I don't know. But it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day in Wichita. It has
It
been
is.
for the past 2 days, if
Yeah,
not
it's
3.
a nice day. Yeah, yeah.
Actually, this whole week, kind of, in general.
Yeah.
Like, because Monday, we thought we were going to have some rain. Never came. Tuesday, thought we were going to have rain. Never came. And then today, it's beautiful. And it's scheduled to have, like, scattered rain later today. But I'd take that and a beautiful day for most of the day, any day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt. I agree with you on that. No doubt about that. But yeah, softball tonight at 5 o'clock. Follow us for complete coverage of that today, tomorrow, and hopefully on Friday as well. We'll see how things shake out. It's been a great year, though, on campus. It's been a great year here. The circumstance, when we first started our podcast, the year had just started, and we were still going through all the protocols. We were still didn't really know how it was going to shake out, how everything was going to happen. A lot of question marks, a lot of unanswered questions. We were going down uncharted waters with everybody, with the whole country, to be honest.
Yeah.
Everybody was in the same position we was in. But we made it through. God is
did.
good. We stuck together. We did what we could, and we've completed all of our seasons. And softball, again, as we said, is in the process. Again, and track meet is also in the process of their conference meet. That also begins tomorrow and Friday. That is going to be at Ottawa University. The women are looking to keep their dynasty intact on the outdoor side. They have been the premier team in the KCAC, and they're looking to keep that streak going. The men also in position to do really well. That's tomorrow and Friday at Ottawa. But softball and track finishing their years out. But we've had a really great year so far. I think with everything we've been through, everybody stepped up and what they needed to do. Everybody has kind of hung together and made a lot of adjustments. It's not been ideal, but we've made it work. We've got through it, and
Oh, yeah, for sure.
for my side and for you all, I couldn't be more proud of what you guys have done, and how you've managed everything. It's been really good to watch, and I'm proud that we've gotten this far.
I really am too. I'm very impressed, like, because you just brought up a really good point too. Like, we really did finish all seasons, like all sports finished out their season. I mean, obviously, yes, we're still going with softball and with track right now, but like everybody has gone through an entire season. Sure, it was a little scattered probably. I know for fall sports it was scattered into the spring, but that's still really amazing, and I think that's a huge accomplishment for not only us, but the whole KCAC in general, and other schools as well, and other conferences as well. Like, this is a huge accomplishment, especially for us going into this year not knowing what to expect, just kind of following what we needed to do to try and keep everything on track, and then to come back and say, hey, we finished out every single sport. That's really amazing to me, and I commend our whole entire athletic and administrative staff for allowing that to happen, and to just staying on top of everybody to make sure that we stay healthy and that we're doing the little things that we need to do to stay open and to keep going so we can finish out the year. And now we can walk at graduation. Sure, it's going to be a little different, but we can actually do that now. We are able to do all these different things around campus and be together as one big, huge university family all over again, and it's really nice.
It is. You've seen God's sovereignty through all this. You've seen God's grace, and everybody's work ethic has just been top-notch here, and hopefully we never have to live through another thing like this.
Hopefully not.
Let's hope we don't have to make a habit of this. I don't think we will. But in times of struggle and uncertainty, you see the best in everybody, and I think that's what's happened here.
I would agree.
Is we've seen everybody's best come out, and I know I've seen it, and I think we've all kind of got a glimpse of everybody's best effort, and that's been true here this year for sure. This year of all years has been. It's not been the best situation at times, but we've managed through it. We've walked through it, and God's walked with us, and that's really about all you can ask for. So
yeah. We just all stuck by our faith, and we all did what we needed to do. We all understood the terms of what we needed to do to keep doing what we're doing as much as we possibly can. And that's absolutely amazing. I mean, I also commend all of the students and the student athletes for doing what they were supposed to be doing in the first place. Yep. And that's where it starts. It's like you have to do the little things in order to get the reward at the end of the road. So, and I feel like we're not fully back to 100% normal, no, but we're getting closer, and I feel like from where we started this year to where we are now is absolutely incredible. And
it really is.
It was a huge team effort by everybody, so congrats, guys! We did it. We made it through the COVID year.
Everybody's world was turned upside down. I mean, from our perspective, the schedules kept changing. So we had to keep managing that, adjusting who does what. Student athletes, we've talked with a lot of them on here. They're creatures of habit, so their schedules was a little bit weird because they like a certain routine, and
we do.
And that was gone astray. There was no routine, especially in the fall. But even now, you can't count on it. But especially in the fall, routines were gone. You just had to adjust on the fly.
You just kind of had to go with the flow. Like, oh, we're not playing today? Okay, cool. Oh, we're going to play the next day? Or we're going to play, we're playing in an hour? Cool, we didn't even know that,
I love getting everybody's perspectives on it. And I think we asked everybody that come on here that. And because everybody's different, but everybody has a different way of dealing with this kind of change. And But there's no doubt everyone has to deal with it one way or the other. One way or the other.
True. I will say this much, like, I think volleyball in this perspective of, like, especially like my freshman and sophomore year, sometimes we didn't know if we needed to go into practice or not. So this was kind of like a flashback to my first 2 years over here, like, not hating at all. Absolutely loved it, but I'm just saying, like, we never knew. Sometimes we were practicing only on this day, and then other times we were practicing a whole entire different day. We never really always had a set schedule, so we were like, during volleyball season, don't have a set schedule, ever. Don't plan anything. Just be ready for whatever, because you're going to get thrown straight into it, So that's kind of like how this year felt as well. I mean, granted, no, I didn't get to complete my final season, but just in general with how everything was going on in life, I'd say this was like a life perspective, is that you just kind of had to go with the flow type of thing. It's just like, oh, we can't do that now? Cool. We'll prepare for it next week, or the next time that we can play against them, Like, it's like us in Oklahoma Wesleyan. We had to... I believe it got canceled the first time that we were supposed to play them. And then we had to end up making it completely up in the spring because we couldn't play them again in the fall. So... that was fun. So we just kind of had to go with the flow, be prepared for who we were playing against. And that's the same for all athletes. You just kind of had to be prepared for anything and everything to happen this year. You couldn't count on a schedule all the time. Nope. It wasn't a 100% guarantee. And usually that's how most years go. Like, not every year and not every game is going to be fully guaranteed. But this year... you definitely had to be on your toes. You had to be ready at all times. Just ready to go in whenever you needed to go in.
Yeah, the only certainty was there was going to be uncertainty.
Yep.
That was all it was. So, So best moments. What do we talk a little bit about?
Ooh, some best
moments. We come on air that we could name a lot. We could name a few. We could whittle it down to however you want. But
some best moments for sure are definitely all of our national champions in indoor track. I think that's super awesome. I mean, they're always usually pretty bad booty Judy and rock it every single year. Our track team, they are phenomenal. I'm not even gonna lie. That's not even an understatement. That's not an overstatement. That actually, I feel like it's an understatement. Like, they are legit phenomenal and more. Like, Hair above the phenomenal. Like, the best, most amazing word that you can think of positivity, that's what they are, and probably above that. Like,
yeah, oh, they're
so
top notch.
awesome.
They're elite. Aubrey Donnelly, the national championship in the 800 meters. Eileen Garola with the national championship in the indoor 600 meters. Mm-hmm. And as we mentioned, and that was a fun time because they were running at the same time we had our softball tournament.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was chasing my tail a little bit trying to cover both because softball tournament, we know how busy that was.
Yeah.
You know, going back and forth. I mean, your mind is just, your mind tries to be on one thing, but then they're running in the NEI National Indoor Meet. So I'm trying to watch and cover both things, and it was a crazy time. But yet you look back on it now, you know, a couple of months later, and it was fun to try to juggle both with everything going on. But yeah, they ran the same time, and I'm trying to promote that, cover that, but yet trying to go see what Field 5 has got going on in Field 4 softball tournament. It was and your field always had some fun goodies going on, so it was that was fun. That was a good moment. You're talking about the best moment. That was a crazy moment.
My field was an interesting field. So let's put it in this perspective. The first day I was behind, like almost an hour. I'd say about 45 minutes after the first game, like was behind every single game. Which cool, whatever, right? You know that happens. Day 2 was when it got me. Day 2, not only was I behind, no, I was a good hour and a half behind on my field. We had to miss our last game
got canceled
because of time. Like, we were going to be there till probably be about 1. 1 o'clock in the morning, if not later. Like, it was insane. Just waiting for this field to be done. And then also, on top of us being late behind every single, like, other field, my field was the only one where the teams decided to choose who was going to be home and who was going to be visitor. Why we did that, I don't know, because they did not follow the bracket, and as soon as I realized that, I was calling Mr. Levi up. I was like, Mr. Levi, I got like a code red over here. I don't know what to do. He comes running over, and I'm like, they switched on me, and he's like, are you serious? I'm like, yep. Fun times.
And what's bad is it happened. That's the only field it happened on. And it happened at least 3 times.
It happened 3 times, yeah.
And it almost got normal. Like the first time you called me, you were in a semi-panic. Like you did. But the third time you called me, it's like, they did it again. Yep. So
it's like, hang on, they did it again. You want me to keep track? Okay, I'll still keep track.
When you think about it, though, how bad is it that become normal?
Yeah.
That become a normal thing. We don't want that to become a normal occurrence of just switching home and visitor teams.
Yeah, I'm like, what are we doing?
That was not, no.
Man, that was a fun time. I also had to tell a ref, an umpire off on that field as well because he was getting irritated with me about putting the outs on the scoreboard. And I'm like, dude, bro, I'm trying to get my stats computer up and running first. I'm not going to worry about what the score is up on the scoreboard. If you don't know the score, that's on you. But you're coming over here and telling me, hey, it should be this. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, okay, like, cool, awesome. What do you want me to do about it? I'm trying to get my computer going. And he was so rude to me. I wish I knew who that was so I can call him out right here, right now.
There's always one bad apple in it, and that's something.
He was the only ref, or the umpire, that I had any trouble with. Everybody else was so nice, and then I had him. And I was like, do you not see me sitting here in kind of like a panic? Like, this is not okay.
Yeah. So that was interesting. Dulce de la Cruz, who was our guest on our last podcast, she won the national championship
in powerlifting. Our first full... And I think it was our first full year to officially compete in powerlifting.
Yeah, it's our second year total, but yeah.
It was our second year total, but I thought last year was kind of...
suspended because, everything got kind of halted. So, you're right. That was quite a deal. First, and the Falcons, our powerlifting women Falcons, finished 5th overall in the nation, which is huge.
That is huge.
That
and like they said, like, it's not just NAIA schools either. No, it was like Penn State,
Wisconsin,
Ohio, Wisconsin. Like, wow.
When you're in that same group, it was a USA Collegiate National Meet. You're right. It was a USA Collegiate National Meet. And it wasn't just NAIA schools. I wanted to point out in our podcast when we had Joe Belden on as well. It was national.
Yeah.
So that's what made it even bigger.
Like, this was the nationals of the national, you know? Like, if you want to go that route, I don't know.
Yeah, sounds good.
But, so, like, that's so super awesome. One, that we did have our very first national powerlifter, and then two, that for it being, like, our first official full year of, like, a competition season, like, a legitimate one, you know, not that we didn't last year, but at the same time it wasn't the same, but so this was, like, the first official full blown season / year for our powerlifting group, and to see how well the women finished, and even the men, because the men didn't finish that bad either. I mean, they weren't ranked as high as the women were, which but that's okay. It is what it is, you know.
Yep.
But just to see that they came and they worked so hard for that, and to see the success of how hard they work, like, you can see that obviously Coach B's workout programs, they work.
Yeah.
They work. Yeah. What he's doing, it works. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Yeah,
like, it works.
Yeah.
So that's so super awesome that they were able to do that and power through everything, pun intended.
Yeah. There you go. That's good. And another big moment for me, too, I think, was, you had, really it's kind of a combination. You had head coach Del Faber stepping down to 19 years at the helm. All the feedback, all the media coverage, all the publicity, all the good things people said about Coach Faber, it was really resonated with how the impact he's had, not just here at Friends, but here in the entire community.
Yeah.
I thought that was a landmark thing. And then we hired 5 new coaches.
Yes, we did.
And a really cool thing too with that is when we started the wrestling programs, the men's and women's wrestling programs. We announced that I put the release out
before COVID.
Right after, yeah.
It's either right before or right after.
Yeah,
we went into lockdown.
Yeah, it was after.
I do remember that.
But we did it. We talked about it here on our podcast actually, right after I released it, and back in September, I believe. Well, I was doing an analytical project for Rob last week and kind of seeing all of our website views and all of our, what our top news articles. We did social media, all the views that we've gotten, and all our podcasts. Coach's Corner, I looked at all that stuff. Well, I was looking at our top news articles of the year, and when we announced Aaron Meister as our new men's and women's wrestling head coach, and that we were starting the program and everything, that was not just the most viewed article of the year. That was the most viewed article in the history of our website.
Yep. I remember that too. Yeah.
That was crazy. I found that out last week. That was the most viewed article in the histoy of our website.
I didn't know
and
that
goes
part.
back to 2000. Oh goodness, I think 2010.
Yeah.
I'd have to look and see.
I remember it being one of our most viewed ones, and then I also remember the National Wrestling Association or something like that retweeted it on Twitter.
They did.
So I think it was
that's a big part of that. That's what made that.
Yeah.
That was huge. We got such national coverage with that, and that was just huge. So that was a big thing for me. And of course, we also announced Joshua Johnson's our new competitive cheer and dance coach, which he will be. He'll be taking over that incoming dance program as well in the future, competitive cheer program, which Jill Finsky and graduate assistant Courtney Simpson done so well with it. Brian Perez, our new men's soccer head coach, he takes over for the great Joe Dencheco, who is phenomenal his 2 years here. And Dustin Gallion is our new men's golf coach, which we announced men's golf is coming back.
Yep.
It's not been here since 2015. It's coming back now. He is also our golf director. So yeah, a lot of good things. A lot of good things is happening here. And Austin Macbeth taking over men's basketball. We mentioned head coach Del Faber stepping down. Austin Macbeth comes from Truman State, a national title contender all year. He's made such a great first impression on the guys and the whole campus. When I've talked to him, he's been just absolutely awesome. He's such a bright young coach that is really, I think, going to do great on campus. Great with our campus community. Everybody, all the students is going to like him. So I think it's just a great hire there. So
Garvey Center's about to start renovations.
Garvey Center is a big thing. That's probably one of the biggest things that's happened. It's ongoing.
Yeah.
We had kind of the ceremony last Friday.
Oh, y'all did?
Well, where they kind of done the celebrity,
Yeah.
the celebratory hammering hammering through things and kind of marking the time of the project.
Yeah.
That the construction's
beginning.
beginning.
They were supposed to do that, but I couldn't remember when.
That was Friday.
Ah.
Not surprising, we had baseball going on about the same time.
That's probably what I didn't know.
But yeah, that was big, and that's going to be. Well, I'll tell you what. By the time we sit here on May the 5th, and when we all come back in August, or when the students come back in August, when the sports get started late August, early September, it's not going to look the same. It's going to look completely different. We've seen the pictures, but until you actually see it in real life, it's going to be phenomenal. What's getting ready to happen? New weight room, new athletic administrative offices, new locker rooms. It's going to be huge. Yeah. Really, really big. I can't wait to see it.
I'm so excited to see how Garvey is going to change. I mean, because we've definitely seen the pictures, but I can't wait to come back as an alumni and see how much Garvey has actually changed.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be incredible. It's going to be such a great tool and a great ambassador tool to bring people on campus, and it's going to be a really nice hook for our visitors, and really it's going to make a good impression on everybody, I think.
For sure.
And it's going to be big, so really looking forward to seeing that progress and seeing the completion of it. Yeah, we got moved. My office is now in Sumter Hall. We got moved this week.
Yeah.
You helped me move. You
were
a major part of that. You and my wife Michelle. You guys, man, without you two.
Let's just say his office was sparkling by the time we got done with it.
It was sparkling is a good word, and whatever and before you guys got there, whatever the opposite word of sparkling is, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Whatever you can call it, whatever the opposite of sparkling is what it was before, but it is now. You two, man, such a big help.
We try.
Yeah. You guys are awesome. So. Yeah, a lot of great moments. If you want to share some of yours, talking with friends, hashtag talking with friends, but a lot of great moments, a lot of great times through adversity, a lot of great things happen. A big moment for me has been some of the things that we've done, our podcast for one thing.
Yeah, this
first
is
time we've ever had one.
Very big.
Here, so you're obviously a big part of that.
Thank you.
And pretty much a big part of everything I've done this year at least. So can't thank you enough for what you've done, and I know you're not still going to be around, so we're not going to get emotional like that.
No emotional tears.
No, we're not going to do that. Or we could, but we're not. So we're going to choose not to because we got a lot more to come.
I'm still going to be here for a little bit longer.
Yeah. And hopefully a little bit longer than that.
I know, right?
Yeah. No. But you're still about. Yeah, this year you've been phenomenal with me, so I very much appreciated with everything you've done, and you've kind of been my rock through this whole year, so.
The same for you.
Yeah, big time. Mm-hmm. Big time. And again, we almost forgot maybe the biggest moment's not yet to happen, but you're graduating Saturday.
I am graduating on Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, that's maybe the biggest. It's still a couple days away, but that's huge.
Yeah. I'm really excited about it, honestly. I mean, it is going to be kind of weird because we are graduating the 2020 class and my class, the 2021 class, at the same time, so it's going to be a long ceremony. And I think I'm under-exaggerating how long it's probably going to be. It's supposed to be almost 2 hours long. So yay for us. But it's still going to be super, super exciting. I'm excited to see my family, and my family's bringing their dogs. So I get to see my other two puppy dogs, my Chloe and Dixie Doo. Dixie, she's a little weenie dog. I'm excited to see her.
I had a dog named Dixie. Did I tell you that before?
I think so.
My favorite dog of all time is Dixie Dog.
Dixie Dog.
Dixie Dog, talk about the goat. Dixie Dog is the goat of dogs, in my opinion. She was the best dog. I can't imagine a dog being better than my Dixie Dog was. I just can't. In fact, my mom texted me a picture that looked just like her the other day, and I know our viewers can't see it, but that's just like Dixie right there.
Oh, so cute.
Yeah, just absolutely the best dog you could ever hope for. Just phenomenal. It's just outstanding dog.
I love dogs. Dogs are great.
Phenomenal. Outstanding. The words don't. First ballot Hall of Famer. Just words don't do justice. But all right, I'm excited for Randomness today. It's Cinco de Mayo.
It is Cinco de Mayo. So you gave me
a little hint of what's coming up. I don't know exactly what it is, but I usually don't. But you gave me a little hint of it, so it's going to have something to do with that.
So, as Mr. Levi just said, today is Cinco de Mayo. Whoop, whoop. So, if you want to put a margarita in your hand, go for it. If you don't, that's cool too, because I can't right now. I'm just kidding. Seriously kidding. But, anyways, so I wanted to share, like, our random topic today is basically going to be, like, some interesting facts about Cinco de Mayo. Because, surprisingly, like, I don't really know a whole lot about Cinco de Mayo. And, like, everything, you know, like, that deals with it. I just know, hey, we're going to have a fiesta party, right? Yeah, cool. Let's go get some tacos. You know?
Tacos sound good. No.
I know, right? Man, too bad it wasn't yesterday because, like, Cinco de Mayo and Taco Tuesday, like, come on, what a combination.
I don't think the world could have handled it.
What a combination.
I don't think they could have handled it.
But, like, so I'm on this website called tastemade.com, and basically the article is 13 things you probably didn't know about Cinco de Mayo. So, yeah, there's all 13 of these I really and truly did not know. So, if you knew some of them, awesome. But if you didn't, we're going to learn today. So, the first one is, did you know that Cinco de Mayo is not Mexican Independence Day?
I seen that on Twitter actually like 10 minutes ago.
Really? Oh, man, Twitter, you ruined it.
I'm serious. I seen it 10 minutes. Let me go back to the post. I'll show you what I saw. I did. I wouldn't have guessed it though until
I wouldn't have either. I've always thought it was Mexican Independence Day. I could have sworn I was told it was Mexican Independence Day.
Let me see where I seen it at. No. Yeah, he said that's September 16th.
September
Today,
16th.
Of course, I don't want to spoil what you're getting ready to say. Go ahead and say what it is.
So,
but I did see that, but he actually goes on.
On the contrary to what some might think, the Mexican Independence Day is actually September 16th, not May 5th. The 16th is remembered as the day the Mexican War for Independence began against the Spanish government in 1810. For this reason, Cinco de Mayo is not nearly as popular of a holiday in Mexico as El Grito de la Independencia is in September. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm just going to let y'all know. I struggle with pronouncing things sometimes. But anyways, so number 2, like the holiday, it actually celebrates a much smaller military victory. So it's still a victory, a war victory, but it wasn't the Mexican war ending. No, the Mexican Independence Day war ending. Yeah, no. It wasn't any of that. It was actually a much smaller war. Oh, snap. Hang on. So, on May 5th is the anniversary of the Battle of Puebla. It's Puebla. So, I think it's Puebla or Puebla. Puebla, probably. In 1816. During which the guerrilla troops, I believe that's guerrilla. It's Guerilla, so if anybody else wants to pronounce that differently, they can. I'm going to say it's guerrilla, because I think that's awesome. The guerrilla troops of General Ignacio Siguen Zaragoza, I believe that's the name of the circus in Madagascar 3, Escape from whatever, you know, like, I just watched that movie last night, so I was just thinking about that. That was super random, but I could have sworn that's the name of the circus that they end up going to. But anyways, they fought off Napoleon's troops during the Franco-Mexican War from 1861 to 1867. So this battle was actually really, really good to celebrate, but it's just, like, not exactly what Cinco de Mayo is supposed to. It doesn't represent the bigger war of independence. No, it's actually a different war that they celebrate. So, number 3, the popularity of Cinco de Mayo in America was a political move. I didn't know that one. So, President Franklin D. Roosevelt enacted something called the Good Neighbor Policy, which was meant to improve relations with Latin American countries and communities. It was under this policy that Cinco de Mayo began to pick up steam in the 1950s and 60s, eventually becoming a national holiday. Drinking incessantly to improve international relations. Rock on. FDR. Yes.
Okay.
Love that.
Yeah.
So just, that was great.
That's a good tidbit.
Yeah, Franklin D. Roosevelt. Gotta love FDR, right? So, number 4, Canada celebrates Cinco de Mayo in a unique way. I didn't even think Canada celebrated Cinco de Mayo. I have no idea anymore. My mind is blown. So they apparently celebrate it differently than what we do. So because of its commercial success, other countries do this too, like Malta, Australia, the Cayman Islands, and Canada celebrate Cinco de Mayo as well. In Vancouver, the holiday is celebrated in an extra bizarre way. The tradition is called skydiving boogie. What? A skydiving boogie.
You're coming up with a segment that has more questions than answers.
I know.
Yeah.
You know it's going to be amazing based on the name alone. I don't know about this one. Skydiving boogie. Okay. It involves aerial aerobatics and an annual air show. Canada is doing something very right. I don't know about that. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 5, Los Angeles. Okay, I'm actually not surprised by this one. Los Angeles has the biggest Cinco de Mayo celebration. LA's celebration is even bigger than the festival in the Mexican city of Puebla. The party is called Fiesta Broadway and has been a huge celebration since the 1990s. Most of the major streets in LA are blocked off to host hundreds of thousands of people celebrating Mexican heritage with food, music, dancing, and crafts. That's pretty cool, though.
It is.
I think that's kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
Number 6, tequila was once thought to be the nectar of the gods. Interesting. Well, because you know that they had the Mayan culture, the Aztec culture, the different gods and different things like that. It wasn't just our god and Christianity, it was multiple other ones. So they thought of tequila as being the nectar of the gods.
You know what it is now? According to Skip Bayless on Fox Sports.
What?
Diet Mountain Dew.
Nice!
That's what he calls it. He calls it Diet.
Nice. Perfect. That's what it should be. Not surprisingly, 47% of all drinks ordered on Cinco de Mayo are margaritas. Of course.
Yeah.
You know. Tequila sales easily double within the week leading up to this holiday, but long ago, this beloved Mexican alcohol couldn't be enjoyed by all Mexican people. Centuries ago, Aztec priests used to make a milky beer-like drink from the agave plant called pulque. I think that's how you say that, pulque?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Only the priest could consume this precursor of tequila, which after a steep decline is slowly beginning to make a comeback. Interesting. I didn't know that one either.
A lot of these are new for me.
That's kind of cool though.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird that priests are the ones that are drinking, not the people.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's from our Christian background.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool and all, and do what you gotta do, but at the same time, I'm okay, only the priest can do this, though. Interesting. But, okay, number 7. Other historical events also happened on May 5th. Which we all apparently intend to ignore in favor of a few drinks, but among the historic events on May 5th are the opening of Carnegie Music Hall and the launch of the first American manned flight into space in 1961. Those break history, but Cinco de Mayo's got you beat. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's cool. Number 8, I love this one. Absolutely love this one, and I need to ask Tiff if we could go to this one day. One Arizona town celebrates with Chihuahua races. They have Chihuahua races.
Really? No.
The town of Chandler, Arizona has your typical Cinco de Mayo celebration. Food, music, parades, dancing, and Chihuahua races. The townspeople enter their Chihuahuas into this race and to receive a large cash prize if their Chihuahua is the fastest. That's so awesome. That is so awesome. I love this. This is perfect. This is great. Oh man. Number 9. The Battle of Puebla placed a foreign emperor in Mexico. Okay, interesting. Although Mexican troops won the initial Battle of Puebla, French troops came back strong and eventually took over Mexico for a short amount of time. I think I remember Dr. Smart telling me about this, but I can't remember fully. So they instituted Emperor Maximilian of Austria, who was essentially a puppet through which European nations could control Mexico. The stories of Maximilian is one shrouded in legend. Eventually, those loyal to the General Ignacio Seguin Zaragoza, I love trying to pronounce stuff, rose up against Maximilian, capturing and executing him and his generals. But the legend goes that Maximilian survived the execution and made his way into the States by a secret U.S. society. Wow. Must have been the Freemasons. Just kidding. So, number 10. Cinco de Mayo is the biggest day of the year for avocados. I should have worn my I'm a guacatarian hat. I freaking love avocados. Avocados are so
a nice change
amazing.
Of pace for sure. Yeah.
Avocados are great.
That'd
So
been a change of pace.
Guacamole is obviously extremely popular and avocados are extremely popular, but on May 5th, this is still the biggest day for guacamole sales. The California Avocado Commission reports that 87 million pounds of avocados are purchased just for Cinco de Mayo celebrations. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I could eat avocados all day long and all year round and not care, but, I mean, that's me. Number 11. 10 states consume more tequila than any others. Now that I'm reading this makes so much sense. Okay. And these states include New York, Ohio, Georgia, Florida, Illinois, Colorado, Nevada, California, Arkansas, and of course, guess which one?
Texas.
Yes!
Texas had been there somewhere. Yeah.
I was like, Texas has to be in here somewhere, and I knew it was going to be, but still. So, those are the 10 states that consume more tequila than any others.
Yeah.
That's funny. Number 12. Mole Poblano is the authentic Cinco de Mayo dish. Mole Poblano. We're gonna figure out what this is. Okay, if you you can't eat the taco. Oh, great. The traditional dish eaten in the town of Puebla on their big holiday is mole poblano, pronounced with the emphasis on the second syllable like guacamole. So like, poblano. Mole poblano.
That the screams of my heart.
Invented in the late 17th century, mole is a thick sauce made with chocolate, chili peppers, and other spices. Traditionally, the sauce covers succulent turkey legs. Interesting. And finally, number 13, beer sales generate around $658 million from Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo just pulls everybody, though.
So if you're not a margarita person, well then there you go. The beer sales actually show too.
It all goes through on Cinco de Mayo.
So it's all Cinco de Mayo. Like apparently it's just a national, forget St. Patrick's Day. We're going out on Cinco de Mayo,
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, so those are some of the 13 facts I personally did not know. I was not surprised by some of them, but I didn't know most of those, if not any of them. I didn't know any of them, I don't think.
I didn't know hardly any of them, I don't think either.
Isn't that interesting,
That surprised me. I could have guessed probably some of them.
Yeah, I was like, I probably could have guessed some of them if I really wanted to, but, like, isn't that kind of cool, though?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's interesting.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah. Learned a little bit about Cinco de Mayo and the history of it.
and that it's not actual Mexican Independence Day.
There you go. That's a big one.
That's, I think, the biggest probably one. I mean, I kind of knew, but I didn't really know. I think I was more told that it was Mexican Independence Day. I don't really know either. You know, it's whatever. We're chilling.
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo, we're still going to celebrate it anyways. It's cool. So happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody! Woohoo!
Now let's go get some enchiladas. Yeah.
Now let's go get some enchiladas and tacos.
Preferably
and some
Kelly's.
mole poblano.
Yeah. All right, do you have a devotion ready? No.
I do. I gotta pull it up though.
All right.
Sorry, I had to take a drink too. Here. Get out of that. Get into this. Swipe. Oh man, hang on. Did I want this one? No, I didn't want that one. Okay, so I have today's. Oh no, I don't want that. I do want this. There we go. Sorry, I couldn't get it pulled up for a sec. Okay, so today's devotion is called The Running Off Mind. Again, all of my podcasts come from the Big Life Devotional Podcast with Pamela Cram. Super amazing woman, super amazing. I hope and pray that I get to meet her one day. Me and my mom are hoping to go to one of her conventions or what. I don't remember what they're fully called. I'm drawing a blank for some reason. But anyways, like one of her retreats, that's it. I think. I don't remember fully. I'm kind of losing my brain a little bit, you know. It's Cinco de Mayo. I'm ready to, you know. I'm just kidding. But anyways, but I'm really hoping and praying that me and my mom are going to be able to go on one of her retreats one day because we really want to meet her. She's definitely had a huge impact not only in my life but also my mother's life as well. And it's just, she really is absolutely amazing. So if you ever have time to get onto a different podcast after you're done listening to our podcast and you want a really, really great devotional podcast that just brings you so much closer to God, I highly recommend the Big Life Devotional Podcast. It's amazing. So, again, the podcast title is The Running Off Mind. Everything you need is here in this moment. The problem is, we find it nearly impossible to stay in the moment. Your mind is always running ahead to all that could be or might be next, and there it drowns in overwhelm. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of how it felt a little bit for me these past 2-3 weeks because it's getting close to the end of the semester. Obviously, I'm about to leave here. I'm graduating. Still don't know exactly where I'm going next, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's definitely overwhelming, and I'm trying to stay in the moment, trying to stay positive and enjoy my time with my friends, enjoy my time here that I have, enjoy my time with my family here that I have developed with my time here in Wichita. And it's kind of hard because you have all of these future things going on in your brain that keep you from the moment now. And I'm sure that you can relate that definitely in your life. This has happened more than once in my life, the uncertainty almost. You wander backwards to what has been, like replaying the same story over and over again, making it worse each time, yet you can do nothing to change it because it's in the past. But God's provision is right here. It's here in this moment, exactly where you are. This is where you find Him. This is where you find strength. This is where you find guidance. This is where you find His grace and mercy. Here, it's just be here. You just need to be here. You need to be in this moment. Don't worry about the future. Don't worry about things that have happened in the past. Just worry and just think in this moment. God is right here. He is embracing me right now. He is giving me the strength to continue to move on. He's giving me the strength to live in this moment, in this time. Don't worry about the other things. One of my favorite Bible verses is definitely casting all of your anxieties onto Him. I know that's not the exact verse, but that's one of my favorite verses is cast all your anxieties onto me. And that's what we need to do. We can't live in the past, but we can't focus on the future. Is it really just this simple, just to be here, just to focus here, not to worry about everything else? It is absolutely that simple. People who are filled with peace and confidence have mastered the ability to be in the moment and keep their thoughts there. They've learned how to receive exactly what is needed moment by moment. They've found God to be faithful in those moments. They have learned to find the peace in being in the moment. I don't know about you, but I definitely am a planner. I like to kind of have somewhat of a schedule to go off of. I still am. All right, so we're gonna go into. Sorry, we lost you guys for a sec, but it's all good. So we're gonna start over with the devotion just in case, because I have no idea where I left off, and I like talking God's word so much. We're just gonna start over because it's fun, right? Yeah. You're smiling.
Yep.
He's breathing heavy and smiling. All stairs are killer.
Yep.
Stairs are killer. But anyways, okay. So again. podcast name, or the title of today's podcast is The Running Off Mind. So everything you need is here in this moment. The problem is we find it nearly impossible to stay in the moment. Your mind is always run ahead to all that could be or might be next. And there it drowns in overwhelm. Or you wander backwards to what has happened, or what has been, replaying the same story over and over again, making it worse each time, yet you can do nothing to change it. We cannot focus on the past and our past histories. We can't sit there and focus and just keep retelling and revamping every single story. But we can't focus on the future as well, because I know that I'm going through that right now with this past couple of weeks and everything, and just with graduating and figuring out what I'm doing next, and it's overwhelming. It really is. But God's provision is right here. It's here in this moment, exactly where you are. This is where you find Him. This is where you find strength. This is where you find guidance. This is where you find His grace and mercy. It's here. You just have to be here. You have to be here in this moment to feel His presence, feel His grace, feel the strength that He wants to give you and provide for you. Could it really be just that simple? Absolutely. It's really just that simple. You just need to be here. People who are filled with peace and confidence have mastered the ability to be in the moment and keep their thoughts there. They've learned how to receive exactly what is needed moment by moment. They've found God to be faithful in those moments. I try to be a go with the flow kind of person, but I'm also I like to plan what's going on, So it's kind of hard to think about, okay, we're here in this moment, but it's hard to enjoy it because we're worried about our plan, or we're worried about something that we're doing in the future, or what we're going to do in the future, but we don't need to focus on that. If we just stay and focus in the moment, God will provide for us. God is faithful in those moments because He is there moment by moment. He walks with you. You too will find God to be faithful in this moment if you will stay here. He is here with all you need: strength, energy, focus, willpower, joy, wisdom, courage, confidence, direction, patience, peace, goodness. It's all here and so much more. It's enough for right here, right now. But if you're trying to cover yesterday's needs or tomorrow's request, then you will feel like you're lacking. You will feel that sense of you're falling behind because you still feel like you need to do something that you did yesterday, but you're also focused on what you have to do the next day. If you focus on what you have today, God will provide for you. He will be there. Worry and regret set in when we wander off from today. It would be so easy to blame the enemy. Oh, no doubt, he dwells there and he plays in that darkness. But you write that script. You author that story. You're responsible for your worry and regret. And once you know you're responsible for it, you have the power to change it. You can now write a new story, one that tells you the truth that God is here with you in this moment. You are fully covered with every single thing you need right here. A little sidetrack type of thing, or a little footnote. Last year in one of my classes, one of the main things that we talked about is called Faith at Friends, and our main concept was narratives. We have our own narratives. We write our own stories. We are our own story. We are stories. And we function on stories. And we function on narratives. We really and truly do. So, if you're the author of your own story and you don't like something that's going on in your story, then you have the power to change it. Don't focus on what's going on tomorrow or what you didn't do yesterday. Focus on what's happening right here, right now, and you have the power to change your mindset right here and right now, because you can write a new story, one that tells you the truth that God is here with you every single moment. Today is where it's at. God's power and provision in your life. Be here for it, mind, body, and spirit. In Matthew chapter 6, 9, verse 13, Jesus taught us the Lord's Prayer, basically. And it's, if you don't know the Lord's Prayer, we'll say it now. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Today, a prayer is focused on the needs of today. This is a prayer that is focused on the needs of today, not the regrets of yesterday or the worries of tomorrow. It's just today. Keep him here in this day. If anything, this is how he said, this is how you should pray it. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Again, it's a prayer that just focuses on your needs of today. Whichever way you say it, it's to focus all of what you need in today. Not what you need tomorrow or from yesterday, just today. When crap happens, our thoughts so quickly race ahead and go running off into deep, dark, overwhelming waters where we haven't been equipped to swim yet. We get overwhelmed in all that could be and might be and become paralyzed here in this moment. Your thoughts ran off without you. But reel them back in. You don't know what will happen. You may be painting a picture that isn't even close to reality. I'll say that I've done that before. I've definitely thought the worst, and really and truly, my imagination was way worse than my reality. And I feel like that's the same for so many different people. God doesn't need your help with what will come. He wants you right here, living this moment with the best of you. Here you have bread for your needs. Your daily bread has been provided, but it is for today, not tomorrow. Remember the Israelites stuck in the desert? Remember how in Exodus 16, God provided for them with manna that fell from heaven onto the ground each day? It was miraculous provision that showed up each day, giving them exactly what they need. When they tried to gather extra to cover the needs of the next day, it would rot and be filled with maggots. God's provision was only good for that day. He never failed to show up and meet their daily needs. And he won't fail to show up and meet your needs either. But you just can't keep focusing on what is provided for tomorrow or the day before. You need to focus on what God is providing for you today. Right here where God is teaching you that to stay close to him and dwell in your life moment by moment. Don't miss this moment. He has you perfectly covered here. Right here, everything is okay. You have everything you need. Dwell here. Breathe here. Receive here. This is your daily bread. Choose this story. the story of now. May you stay right here in this moment today and see just how good your God is. May sweet Jesus give you strength to do what you need to do today. May you let yesterday go and trust if tomorrow comes, it will be covered too. May you harness your thoughts, rein them in, and keep them here in this moment.
That's very good.
Thank you.
Talking about manna from heaven, and God gives us manna for each day. And I think the reason that is because He symbolizes it, as He says, to focus on what's going on today and don't worry about what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day, because we can get so focused on what's coming up in the future. I don't mean not to plan and have structure, because everyone needs that. Everyone needs to go, and to be strategic in that. But God wants us to be. He supplies our needs for today because He wants it. That's where our priorities need to be, is because He don't want us missing out on something that can happen today for something that might happen tomorrow.
Yep.
Tomorrow we don't know what's happening tomorrow, but today we do. So God wants us focused on what He wants to do with us today and what's going on in the present, not the past or the future, but what He supplies our needs for today, because He wants us to worry about that. That's where our focus should be. We don't want to miss anything that's happening right now for something that may or may not happen in the future.
Yep.
So that's very good. Very good devotion.
Thank you.
So, excellent. Of course, all of yours are. I'll be honest. They are. They all are. So, that's nothing groundbreaking by me saying that. But still want to point it out. So, all right. This great podcast, our semester finale podcast, but it's not our final one by any means. But our end of the semester finals are going on this week. Again, Morgan graduates on Saturday.
Yes.
So,
and people can watch that. I don't know the Zoom link, but anybody can watch it if you want.
Yeah, so tune into that.
Tune in for 2 hours and watch the graduation happen. It's at 2:30.
Yeah, cheer on your Talking with Friends podcast buddy. Everybody needs to cheer on and wish her well. She's sure been good here. But again, we're not done. We're going to have some podcasts in the summer, then we'll resume our regular weekly podcast in the fall, obviously. But something we're going to do in the summer, it's going to be kind of fun. We've not ironed out all the details yet, but we're going to kind of do a series on our new head coach that we've hired. And we'll start with that probably the first part of June, and then we'll just kind of run a few through the summer. But that'll be fun, something to kind of keep an eye out. We'll let you know all the details, what day it is, what time it'll be, and stuff like that. And again, all of our podcasts are also available on Apple, iTunes, and Spotify, so you can also get them on there anytime you want to listen to it. Anytime you want to, it's free. If you've not downloaded or subscribed and followed us yet, please do that, because it helps us and it's totally free to you. So go ahead and do it so you don't miss an episode coming up. So we got a lot of fun things going on. All right, that's going to do it for us. Softball tonight, 5 o'clock, KCAC tournament against Avila University. Win tonight at 5, play again at 7:30. That's going on this weekend. The rest of this week at Great Bend, Kansas. And KCAC track, outdoor track and fields tournament. Their meet starts tomorrow at Ottawa University. And they always have high expectations there tomorrow and Friday at Ottawa. And then they'll have their NAI and national meet in a couple weeks, middle of May. So, again, that's on the docket coming up. So, again, I don't remember whose turn it is to pray.
I believe it's your turn.
It probably is, but you didn't give that much thought. So, no, we'll just go with it.
I believe it is.
I think it is, too. You answered that, really quick. Okay, it's yours.
I could have sworn it was.
I think you're probably right. We'll go with it. But remember, though, the first one's in the summer. It's going to be your turn.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna answer that really quick when we figure that out. So, all right, let's pray. Lord, we're thankful for today. We're thankful for the beautiful weather you've given us. We're thankful for our campus community and everybody at Fringe University for the mission that we have and the work that we get to do, the workers we get to share it with. We're thankful for all your blessings this year on guiding us through uncharted waters, but we thank you for being there with us and meeting us there. We're thankful for all of our graduates. I'm thankful for Morgan, particularly for what she's done and what she's going to continue to do, not just with us, but for you. I know you have a great plan lined out, wherever that is, whoever that's with. We know you're going to continue to bless her and use her for your will, and we're thankful for what she's done here and going to continue to do for you. We're thankful for all the graduates and athletes, the entire campus. We ask a special blessing on everybody that you just have your will in their life and guide and direct them, allow the Holy Spirit to dwell within them. We're thankful for everything you do, and keep your protective hand upon us always. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right, so thank you again for joining us on our semester finale. We will talk to you again with our first summer podcast soon. Be sure and catch all the details for that. Have a great rest of your Friday. And we will talk to you again soon.